shot.
48 hours. Violent athletes continues. Here again is Dan Rather.
Sports-related violence can change lives forever, leaving scars that may never heal. But as you're about to see, not all the victims are outside the arena.
Jerry Quarry first put on the gloves when he was 3 years old. By the time he was 8, Boxing Illustrated named Jerry the most popular professional boxer in the world in 1968. 1995 inductee, heavyweight contender.
At the World Boxing Hall of Fame dinner, fans have come to honor one of the all-time greats,
Jerry Quarry.
You remember Jerry Quarry.
Quarry striking out from that corner. Down goes Patterson again from the short right.
The only man to take on Muhammad Ali twice. And Joe Frazier twice. It's all over. Sure, he lost the big fights. That could continue. But back then, he was a contender.
The guy is one of a kind. He really is. Tough, hard.
Sabres is in trouble.
Jerry Quarry gave his heart to boxing, but he also gave his mind.
Winner by a knockout, Jerry Quarry.
This is Jerry Quarry today.
How do you feel these days, Jerry?
I feel I feature myself, but it's a little old, you know.
You feel old?
I feel like an old man.
Jerry is only 50 years old. He lives with his brother James
He loves Coca-Cola.
because he can't take care of himself anymore.
Ice cream. The old name is called the Punch-Drunk Fighter.
The medical name for it is Dementia pugilistica, and it's the price many young fighters pay for years of doing this. He's simply taken too many shots to the head.
It wasn't any one particular fight. It was a combination of over the years of taking punches to the head.
Imagine 2 decades of your head being knocked around with this kind of force. And you can understand why Jerry Quarry can barely remember the biggest moments of his life. You remember what they called you?
I don't remember that.
The Great White Hope.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Irish Jerry Quarry. He still has a couple of moves.
That's it. I quit.
But he's living in a world of his own.
Jerry Quarry's not new. Jerry Quarry's the latest in a series.
New York sports columnist Phil Mushnick says there are Jerry Quarrys in every sport today.
We're getting 29-year-old professional ball players who are leaving the game because they sustained so many shots to the head. This was football. There are rules against getting hit in the head. Why aren't these rules being enforced? Because violence sells.
What is it about watching violence? I mean, we could watch a game of skill.
I can't, I'm a hockey fan. I don't think I've ever turned my head away from a TV set during a hockey fight. I think it's part of the human condition, and it's part of the human condition that marketeers in boxing and football and basketball know how to exploit to the fullest. Most sports fans, no matter what age, steeped in violence, who celebrate violence, they want blood. They want blood.
The referee has spoken from the and he heard some booze from the
Well, you see what we're doing?
Back home in California, Jerry Quarry is getting ready for his big night.
Do you know what's going on tonight? You're being inducted to the World Boxing Hall of Fame. He gets now where he forgets how to eat. He forgets how to put on his shoes. He forgets how to comb his hair. He forgets how to take a shower and shave. We have to do this ourselves for him.
Oh, you're the one doing a lot of it, too.
Yeah.
$2 million in lifetime earnings squandered. No health insurance. So how does he support himself?
Jerry is on SSI of $614 a month, and I supplement the rest of it. Tonight's your night, buddy. We wish that Jerry could appreciate his life at 50, and we knew he would have if he didn't have this affliction.
But tonight, at least, he'll have the appreciation of his fans.
Love you. Congratulations.
QUARRY Q.
Okay, Jerry.
A Q. Draw a circle and a line through it, remember?
What does that say about us? If we care about this guy as a sports hero, to let him end up like this.
Who says we cared about him? We may say, gee, I really like Jerry Quarry, whatever happened to him, but who really cared about him? We cared about him for the moment he was in the ring.
The winner by a knockout, Jerry Quarry.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Finally, the moment of the evening.
the greatest of the great white hosts, Jerry Quarry.
And James Quarry steps in to help his brother,
We thank you very, very much.
as he always does.
Jerry's very proud. He really doesn't fully understand what is happening to him tonight.
When we look at a guy like Jerry Quarry, what kind of lesson should we take away from this?
The lesson we can learn is that it's preventable, but who's going to prevent it? As long as people buy the tickets, enjoy the blood, it's going to persist.
We won't let dogs fight. We won't let chicken fight because we care about the animals. But yet we'll let two men get in the ring and beat each other's brains out.
James has set up the Jerry Quarry Foundation to help other fighters in need.
When Jerry was on top, #1 contender, he helped me out, and this is what family's all about.
Jerry Quarry.
You remember Jerry Quarry.
Winner of the night.
He paid the ultimate price for being a good sport.
I've been in the ring many times, and I've enjoyed every one of them because there is no quit in the game for me.
Tonight at the bottom of the hour. Where the $2 million went, Jerry Quarry doesn't know. He doesn't know much anymore. Now 50 years old, Quarry was a boxer who fought the greats of the 1970s, Ali, Frazier, Norton. He lost to all of them. In fact, he got hammered senseless. In the cover story, Mark Schwartz looks for the substance which made Jerry Quarry fight so hard. There is little left but the shell.
He weighs 197 and a half. Jerry Quarry.
Can you tell me today's date? What day is it today?
Today? I don't know.
Okay. Do you know what year this is?
Who cares?
What's your mother's first name?
My mother's first
What's your
name?
mom's first name?
Yeah, what's your first name, Mom?
Ripping punches by Joe Frazier.
Did boxing hurt you in any way?
Never.
The diagnosis, pugilistic dementia. The cause, punishment inflicted during a boxing career that spanned 40 years. The future, bleak. Quarry's memory will steadily deteriorate. Eventually, he won't recognize family members. At the end, he may not know himself.
Similar to somebody dying, but they're not dead yet. I mean, did you take blows like that in the face?
No.
You never were hit in the face like that?
No, never.
What are some of the things that you like to do? Box.
Quarry spends 3 afternoons a week at this adult daycare center, practicing rudimentary motor skills, conversing with other dementia patients, and doing what comes naturally.
Treat me like a fool.
The early signs of dementia were evident in Quarry as far back as 1983, after 18 years of professional pounding, when he voluntarily submitted to a brain scan.
All right.
And they said he had brain damage at the time. But he still had his photographic memory and still could do anything he wanted to do and talked and was training real well. We just said, no way.
What kind of work have you done in your life?
Oh, good. I've been doing a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. What are you most known for as far as your...
Well, football.
Jerry Quarry never did play football, even in high school. He and his brothers were boxers from the age of 5. Brother Michael, 44, also suffers from pugilistic dementia. He hasn't been able to hold down a steady job for 17 years. Younger brother Robert had an ill-fated pro career. Now in jail, he shakes with the symptoms of Parkinson's disease at age 33.
If you had it to do over again?
No way. To see your sons like this? No, there's nothing.
Oldest brother James says the Quarry boys did not choose to be boxers, nor did they resist their father's efforts to make them fighters.
We didn't dare. We were afraid of repercussions. We were told we'd be sissies and cowards, and there's no quit in the Quarry.
There's no quit in the Quarry. There never will be.
If he got hurt, he didn't show it. Just able to take tremendous amounts of punishment without, and not showing it because of the repercussions he might suffer from verbal abuse from his father.
They came up with that story of quarries don't quit, but that didn't mean in the ring. They could quit whenever they felt like they were quitting.
James quit boxing at age 20. His 3 younger brothers kept on fighting. Now, all 3 are brain damaged.
If I had a do-over and there was anything I could do about it to stop it from going on, I'd cut off my own hand or cut my own throat. So I do feel responsible. I feel responsible for even bringing him into such a world that would bring him to the point he is right now. And Jerry Quarry does not deserve it.
I did a lot of things. I'll show you one. See this? You wouldn't want that, would you?
Quarry was small for a heavyweight, and he often fought with his hands down. He refused to wear headgear while sparring, and over the course of 237 amateur bouts and another 66 as a pro, even the rock-like Quarry began to crumble.
The last 2 fights in Jerry's career, the 2 fights, the second fight with Joe Frazier and the fight with Ken Norton, Jerry took serious beatings in both fights.
But Quarry may have taken his most devastating beating right here at this Holiday Inn in Denver. Not from Ali, not from Frazier, not from Ken Norton, but from Ron the Animal Kramer, a club fighter, a nobody. Quarry got paid $1,050 for his troubles that night. He took the fight because a movie producer sold him on the idea of a comeback, one that he said would make Quarry rich again.
Jerry Quarry was 47 years old and already in the throes of dementia for at least 9 years.
And Jerry came back with his front teeth knocked out, with cut over both eyes, and with a vague remembrance of the night before of the fight.
I don't even recall it. It doesn't bother me.
This was just a couple years ago. You fought Ron Kramer was his name in Denver.
I didn't even know it. Things happen, don't they, Mom?
Quarry dreamed of a heavyweight championship, but it was not to be. His brother says the $2 million he made in the ring was squandered, lost to unscrupulous business partners, years of partying, and 3 ex-wives.
So he has nothing. He has no pension funds, no savings, no bank accounts, no wives, nothing.
We have our families for a while. What is next in line? Our children are our biggest gift, but the bosses are not mine.
You have 2 sons. Would you want your sons to be boxers?
No. Not at all.
Is there a part of you that still feels you can box the great champions?
I most assuredly can. Can I, Mom? Where do I go for peace when my child is locked away? Why do I have to live this life when it's hell from day to day?
In a 5.5-year span between June of 1969 and March of 1975, Jerry Quarry fought Muhammad Ali twice, Joe Frazier twice, and Ken Norton once. In those 5 fights, he was knocked out 5 times. He never lasted longer than the 7th round in any of those fights.